All right, boys and girls, good evening. Salty Kayak here. This is going to be a little bit of a different kind of a video. Got this in the mail today, and it's not got a thing to do with fishing or lures or bait or hooks, nothing to do with fishing. So this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of a video. What this is a DNA test kit. And I recommend that everybody, young and old, especially older folks like me, get your DNA tested, primarily and mainly so that you can, look up your relatives and stuff that you don't know where they are and that sort of thing. But if you have your DNA on record, you know, and your kids know, and your grandkids will know if you are passing on or you have obtained any kind of a genetic problem like diabetes or some of these other genetic diseases that they can treat in the future, but it will help your kids and your grandkids if your DNA is already been tested and they can identify whether you have some illnesses that you don't even know about that you could be passing on, because every generation about 50 to 75 chromosome links break, and so generation after generation after generation things can happen. But if you know your DNA, they can repair that, and they're getting to the point now where they can begin to repair those kind of things. So in the morning, I will be opening this box up and taking out the ingredients, and I'll show you what all the ingredients are and how this is LivingDNA. We have already done MyHeritage DNA, and I'm waiting for the results back from it. And my wife has done Ancestry DNA, and we are waiting for the results back on hers also. But I went with LivingDNA this time because it also goes and tests for X and Y chromosomes and your health chromosomes. So I will open this up tomorrow morning and I'll show you how to take the test and then send it off. This one actually takes quite a while, about 6 to 8 weeks, I think, to get back, because I believe it goes all the way to England to be tested. So I'll get back to you when I do this DNA test. Now I'll let you know the results. Well, good morning, boys and girls, brothers and sisters of the hook. This is the next day, and it is 7:30, and I decided I was going to have some coffee before I spoke in the video here, because I could not function well without my morning cup of coffee. So let's open this up and see what we got. LivingDNA. Dear me, thank you for registering LivingDNA to carry out your DNA ancestry testing. As a leading ancestry DNA testing company, we provide the most detailed and the highest level of data protection. The test results will show your overall family ancestry and your direct motherline ancestry. For male participants, because they carry the Y chromosome, they will also receive their direct fatherline in ancestry. What's next? Enclosed within this packet is a simple to use collection kit. Follow the step-by-step instructions within, activate your kit. I guess you activate the kit online and ship your samples back to us. The prepaid mailing envelope is provided for you. Okay, a prepaid, that's good to know, is provided for you. And if you are outside of the UK, EU, USA, please ensure the customs label is completed correctly and signed. You may also wish to use a service with tracking to ensure a timely return of your samples, as we cannot be responsible for delays in the post. Once we receive your samples back, they will be added to a batch going to our lab You can expect results online within 10 to 12 weeks. That's 3 months, folks. 10 to 12 weeks after your samples are received at the lab. Please be advised that all processing times are subject to lab volume and quality control. Yours sincerely, Customer Care, LivingDNA. Okay. Da-da-da. All right. Cool. There's I guess that's my number. And my kit ID right there. Okay. Cool. This is a LivingDNA sampling kit. Important. This is important. First, activate your kit at www.activate. Enter the code, that code right there. Okay. We are all made up of all of us. Let's begin. Okay. Instructions, what we stand for. Privacy. Okay. Specimen. Preparing to take your swab. Okay. All right, there's your instructions right there. Okay. Oh my. Just one swab. I like that. I'm getting better and better and better. Just one swab. Okay, and there's it is getting simpler and simpler too. Goes to Kentucky. It's all paid for. I like that. I really like that. Cool. All right. I've got to wait about an hour because I had some coffee. So I will wait an hour. But let me go over some stuff real quick. There are 4 kinds of DNA that they test for, and there's more kinds of DNA than that, but as they're discovering more all the time. There's the Y DNA, which is father to son, mitochondrial DNA, which is mother to both the kids, autosomal DNA, which is from both parents, and most companies just test for the autosomal DNA, and from what I understand, it can only go back about 200 to maybe 250 years. Whereas the other kinds of DNA, the X and the Y testing, can go back, as much as thousands of years. Then there's the Y chromosome. The males inherit the X and from the mom, and the Y from the dad. Where the women, the girls, they just inherit both X's from both parents. That's why they're girls. And DNA can diagnose diseases early and make specific drugs for your specific disease and your kid's disease and your grandkids once they know that you have a specific genetic problem in your past, so they can help your kids in the future. Can determine susceptibility to certain diseases, and drugs can be custom made just for you for specific biochemistry. Can easily and quickly determine the paternity of a child, so you'll know that if you're the dad or somebody else is the dad, if you're concerned about it, or those kind of things that go on TV. Dr. Phil can narrow things down. Forensics to determine the guilt or the innocence. We are all the time releasing prisoners falsely accused when DNA proves their innocence. And there's new discoveries going on all the time. So it's important especially to get your mom and dad, if you can, your grandma and your grandpa tested, because every time you lose a generation, you've lost half of the ability to quickly determine ancestry and possible future diseases. So get your parents, your grandparents tested. I advise you to go with LivingDNA, because everything at LivingDNA is absolutely private and will not be sold to the highest customer unless you release it. And of course, you're not going to release it. So it's private, private, private. So go with them. All right, I will test in an hour or so, and I will do the rest of this video. All righty. Been about an hour and a half. All right, step one. Your kit is to be used by one person only. Step two, open the swab packet. A little tear symbol here. Okay. Remove the mouth swab, item 3, from the container, holding the swab in one hand. Wow. Pushing the cap with your thumb. Whoa. This is not easy to open, folks. Not easy to open at all. Okay. Using a firm anti-clockwise, that would be this way. Rub the inside of the cheek for 30 to 45 seconds. Okay. I say that's about 30 seconds. All right. Put the mouth swab item 3 back into the container of the tube. Please seal the swab tube tightly by pushing until you hear a click. This will activate the drying mechanism. Peel off the 2D barcode item 2 from in front of the specimen bag. That's this here. Okay. Place a 2D barcode on the top white lid of the mouth swab. All right, it's on there. Okay. Place the mouth swab into the specimen bag. That's this bag here. Okay. Place the specimen bag into the return mailer. Well, they don't tell you to seal it, but I know you're supposed to seal it. Yeah, I'm going to seal this ahead of time. They don't tell you to seal it, but I'm sealing it. Okay. And put it in the mailer and mail it. I'm going to drop it off at the post office on my way to the grocery store today. And I'll wait 3 months, to get my results back. They're supposed to send me an email. Okay. We'll see what happens. That's it. All right, I have sent this DNA test off, and I've received an email that they received it in Kentucky, I think it was, and I suspect that what they do is they wait till they get a large batch, and then they ship it over to Great Britain, to England, where the main processing lab is, and that is the reason why it takes 3 months. But in the meantime, when I get my test back from myheritage.com, the autosomal DNA, I will post some of the results and let you know what I find out about my heritage from the MyHeritage DNA test. And so you'll have an idea what to look for and what to do when you get your test.